Look what I have for you.
Greetings. Same to you. Greetings.
What do you think you're doing?
Aye, come here.
Whoa! Whoa!
Heal. Ka! Go! Quick!
Whoa!
The Voivod sent me to get his letter of safe conduct.
He sent you to get his precious parchment, but he does not care how his daughter is? Devla! So you know that is the very reason why I ran away from there. It is all honor this, honor that, but people, they not important. When they nearly kill my Bohush only because he's Gajo, we have to flee in case they decide to finish what they start. If I did not take that letter, the voivode would say next day he never have any chai.
I think you're being unfair to him. He cares about you.
Then why does he not show it? He is selfish. He think only of himself. I cannot give him that letter. It is my only guarantee that Voivode will not leave Bohush to die. If the magic amulet does not help Bohush, nothing will.
How come you didn't take the amulet instead of the letter?
Because that does not take it off even when he sleep. But he keep letter in his trunk. If you give me your word that you will not give letter to Voivode, but try to swap it for amulet, I will tell you where it is.
Then I give you my word. I, Henry of Skalitz, son of a nobleman and squire to Lord Capon, promise you this.
You do not have to pretend to be noble. Your word is good enough for me anyway. I hope Voivode will not try to take it from you by force.
I don't think so. After Gazer's funeral, he told me I was under his protection.
Funeral? What?
Oh, you didn't know. Gazer got into a fight with some woodcutters at Semin, and it ended badly.
Ay, Devla. And what about Tibor?
He got caught too, but I managed to get him out. He's safe now.
Sweet Mother of God, my brother. And I was not there for his funeral. Damn Voivode and his stubbornness. But I thank you for my brothers too.
You're welcome. I'd rather no one else came to harm, like you or Bohush.
Now, listen. If you head from here to the right and down the valley, you will come across a spring with a well and a big kasht next to it. You will find a small hollow in the trunk covered with bark. That is where I hid the letter. Good luck, Saschipen.
Aye, aye, you silly doggy. Here, Matt. Search.
Mutt, come here!
So this is the Voivod's letter.
Fuck you,
Quick!
Wilson.
The camp feels kind of...
Servus, sartuke działa.
Tell me then, what did he give you for it?
Sure, I tell you and you dob me in.
Are you crazy? Why would I dob you in?
Look, just drop it, will you? Gossiping about it won't do anyone any good.
Careful.
No, I just want to be sure.
Tell me something about that amulet of yours.
It give you no rest, huh? I get it in my cradle already as newborn baby. They say from the fates themselves. And since that time, I always carry it. It is Chugahuno, magical. And I tell you, I never have in my life cause to doubt it. As long as I have magical amulet on me, nothing can happen to me. You and Marika are not the first or last ones who would like to have it. But I will not give it up. Shasha!
What can you tell me about Tibor?
One day he be voivod. He's sly like fox. He can talk his way out of anything. He's still young and not so much interested in politics and trade, but when he is older, he make name for himself.
I'd like to know about Marika.
She my only child. But she be more like me than my two sons put together. If she be boy, she become voivod after me.
Women can't be leaders of the camp.
You think you're clever, Gajon, huh? So, how many women, bailiff, queen, or captain you name, huh? We are who we are. And this, our tradition.
What was Gazer like?
Geza, my poor son, what a loss. He have hot blood in veins. He easy the work of 3 men. And when he put mind to something, nothing stopped him ever. But it was same when he lose temper and want to fight. Then even I stand aside, because he see red before his eyes and not even know his father. But we not speak bad about that.
Do you live by your own laws?
It depends how you look at it. We have our laws of family and traditions, but we also honor law of God and laws of places where we stop on our travels. As voivod, I judge my people by our laws. But believe me, they are not so different from yours. Crime must be punished and promise must be kept. And he who lose honor, lose everything.
How about a straightforward exchange? The amulet for the letter.
What kind of gajo deal is that? The amulet and the letter are both mine! Mine! If you have the letter, give it to me. I will overlook your insult and even reward you generously.
That's not going to happen. I promised Marika I would only let you have it in exchange for the amulet.
If I had not already said that you are under my protection, I would beat your soul out of your body. But Pativ is Pativ. There will be no exchange. And you better make up your mind whose side you are on, Raclea. The letter is mine, and I want it.
Why should I keep running back and forth? Here's your letter. I'm no longer interested in your family affairs.
Aha, you are a good fellow. Palikerav, hey. I am in your debt forever. I promise you reward, so here it is. We must celebrate this. We drink until dawn. And you see, before we are sober, Marika come by her own choice.
I'll leave the celebrating to you. This whole thing feels more like a family tragedy to me.
Bacht te sastipen.
Man, hold on.
Everything all right?
Do you have a moment?
What's going on?
Do you have any coin to spare?
Why are you asking for charity? Fancy an ale, eh? The amount you're looking for, it sounds like you plan on downing a whole keg.
That wouldn't go amiss, but really, I need the coin so I can travel to Vlashim.
That's quite a way.
I've always found it to be a day or two's ride.
But I don't see any horse.
I don't have one. That is true. I'll join a caravan, ride along, pay for my way, my provisions and such.
Tell me, how come you're begging? What happened to you?
Allow me to disabuse you of your misconception. I am no beggar. I simply find myself in a bind compelling me to rely on the kindness of good people.
So, you're begging?
But I'm not a beggar.
Begging, but not a beggar, and he needs money to get to Vlashim. Oh, I've come across a fair few beggars before.
Must be a coincidence?
In fact, you don't strike me as a commoner at all. Just the way you talk doesn't sit right with me. Allow me to disabuse you of your misconception. That's not something that just anybody would say.
Just an odd coincidence.
And there's the fact you know how long it takes to get to Vlashim. On horseback, and you've done the journey before. Nah, I'm not buying it. I'm not going to do you any harm. What could I possibly take from you? Eh? Who are you?
My name is Odolin von Wottitz. My father is Albert von Wottitz.
So you're a nobleman?
That I am.
What really happened?
I escaped from prison.
Why were you in prison?
I was a hostage. My father fell out with a couple of noblemen from the League of Lords. This rankled them, so they ambushed me one day as I was running errands for my father. Then everything happened so fast. They detained me and sent my father a message. If your son's life matters to you, you won't make any trouble. He had no choice but to do what they said. These are tough times, eh?
How long were you held?
A year? Perhaps a year and a half? Yes, that seems about right.
What are you going to do now?
My priority is to get back home to my family and discuss it with them. And I need to move fast before anything goes wrong.
Farewell. I hope you make it home safely.
Thanks.
Good day.
Praise the Lord. Farewell.
What was that noise? Woodcutters?
Oh, you pooch.
Good day to you.
I'm Henry, Miller Crazel's new apprentice. He sent me to search for a niter pit, and said you might be able to help me with that.
Of course I will. I'm Bonnie. Nice to meet you.
Bonnie? It's not a name I hear often.
It's not the name I was baptized with. In our craft, it ain't a good idea to tell people your real name. That's why we use nicknames. What should we call you?
The poet.
Well, that's not very creative. You know what? I'll come up with a nickname for you myself when I get to know you better. Did you bring me something from the mill?
Actually, Crazel said you'd appreciate some herbs.
He's right there. Do you have some for me?
I've got something here.
My word, that's exactly what I need. The ingredients for the magic ritual.
What kind of magic ritual?
The kind where Zenek finally gets some sense into his head and stops making stupid beginner's mistakes. Just so you know, that mess with the author of Hermes Trismegistos would never have happened to me. Not me. While we're on the subject of rituals, did Crazel tell you about the golem?
He did.
And what do you think of it?
I'm curious to see what a golem made of flour will look like, but I'm mostly curious to see if Crazel will really be able to breathe life into it with the help of saltpeter.
I'm more worried that as soon as it comes to life, it'll slay us all with one blow. So, if by some chance it looks like something's going wrong, you won't see my heels for dust. And I suggest you do the same. But that's enough of that. We're not going to stand here talking about flower golems when we've barely just met. I'd like to chat with you too, Henry. Get to know you a bit. But if you're in a hurry to find Crazel's saltpeter, I won't keep you.
No. I have plenty of time. But where to start?
You know what? I'll start. When they caught Zenek in Troskovitz, I was scared out of my mind that they'd catch me and clap me in the stocks. I had to hide out here for a while, so I haven't had anyone to talk to. Life in the lair isn't all fun and games. Zenek and all the other mill knuckleheads were never worth much as company. So I'm glad the miller's finally found a normal hand for once. You've got a beautiful dog. What's his name?
Mutt.
What a cute fella. How did you find each other?
He belonged to this girl I knew, Teresa. She saved my life in my hometown, Skalitz, when I went to bury my parents.
Well, that's what I call an interesting past. I used to have a dog, but I don't anymore.
He died.
He started getting these lumps all over his body. He stopped eating, just slept all the time. And then, well, what's done is done. And what about you? What kind of family are you from? Also, thieves?
No. Pa was a blacksmith. I inherited something from him, I hope.
Oh, really? Would you teach me how to make, maybe, barrel hoops?
Those are pretty hard. Wouldn't you rather start with, maybe nails?
Sure. I'm pretty quick to learn and patient. That is, with one exception. When Crazel starts spouting off his alchemy theories, I'd rather run for the hills. What do you think of the old miller, anyway?
He seems awfully mystical. He has lots of experience, like as if he's lived for hundreds of years.
It's his beard that does that. Don't let it fool you. Thanks for talking to me. It really is good to have someone to pour my heart out to. But now, about that saltpeter. Before you came, and before Zenek fucked up with the manuscript, we collected saltpeter all over the place, mainly in sties. It has to be scraped from the walls. Horrible work, time-consuming and annoying. I'm not going to lie to you. We also looked in a few chests, just in case, you know. Anyhow, now all the sties in the region are scraped clean and we're sitting pretty on a nice barrel of saltpeter.
A barrel isn't much.
But we did bloody thorough job. Unfortunately, Crazel said we need at least 6 times as much.
6 times? Will one saltpeter pit be enough?
I reckon so. There should be as much as Crazel needs for his masterwork. If you're looking for it, you ought to know how saltpeter forms. Do you have any idea?
Certainly. Well, you take a chunk of salt and pray to St. Peter to miraculously transform it.
You won't find it any joking matter soon enough. Don't forget that saltpeter crystals are formed in places where something is rotting. It can be shit or carcasses. Well, a saltpeter pit is actually nothing more than a mass grave. The best natural saltpeter maker.
Crazel said saltpeter is a vessel for life energy. Well, I get it that it's left over from dead bodies, but how do you get it from shit?
God's mysterious ways. You know how it is.
And he also wanted me to taste it. That's nonsense, though, isn't it?
Unfortunately, it isn't. Otherwise, you won't know if it's saltpeter or some other shit. It feels kind of cold on the tongue.
Jesus. And you know where to look for such a pit full of carcasses, do you?
Not exactly, but I have an idea. Times are evil and there's plenty of corpses. A person who's digging holes and throwing dead bodies into them and doesn't even know he's got a a saltpeter mine.
The local gravedigger?
Exactly. And the one we have here in the region is also the knacker.
Well, I haven't met him yet. Where can I find him?
The cemetery is beyond Troskovitz, towards the Apollonia rocks.
So I'm in for a walk to the cemetery.
Seems like it. Too bad you couldn't have walked around the county with us before. It was fun. And pretty useful experience. I learned a lot during that time, and I won't keep it to myself. I'd be happy to teach you something, if you want.
I'll keep that in mind.
That old gravedigger will be suspicious, so I'd bring him some kind of offering. He's always dragging those carcasses, so I'm sure he'd appreciate a slab of fresh meat from Troskovitz butcher.
Good idea.
He lives a short way from the cemetery, so at least the meat won't go bad on the way. Lots of luck, the poet.
I'd like you to teach me something.
Sure, why not? If you pay me, I'll teach you a few of my tricks. What are you interested in?
I hear you're good at alchemy. I'd like to learn something.
All right, I'll show you something, but you need time for it.
Greetings.
Greetings to you.